Well, hello, and welcome back to Shane's Hobby Shop. Okay, here we are, second part to the build video, and if you haven't seen the first part, I'll leave a link in the little drop-down box right there where you can go and check out the first video of this build series, I guess you want to call it. But, yeah, let's get on to the second part right now, okay? Stay tuned. Okay, now then, what do we got here? Of course, we got the 5-gallon bucket from the actual build, but we also have this little 2.5 quart measure right bucket. We have some PVC pipe. We have some, what's called this mesh landscape fabric. And we have a plant. We have some potting soil and some different types of fertilizers. That is what all you're going to need for this next part. Now what this is called is a wicking, self-wicking tub or bucket. Now I did not learn this myself. I did learn it, but I actually learned it off of a guy named Leon. I think his channel is Gardening with Leon. I'm not too sure about that, but I'll leave a link in the description below to where you can go check out his channel. He has a lot more information about this and a lot more information about gardening, period. So go check out Leon. But for now, let me show you what we got going on here. On this here bucket, it's going to be, you're going to have holes drilled all through it. I actually got 4 on the bottom, 4 on top, 4 on the bottom. And what that for is going to be for water and airflow, and I'll explain more to that later. This right here is a PVC pipe. You don't need that Schedule 40. This is actually thin wall. But what I've done is I cut 45-degree angle here and also here. What's going to happen is you're going to need to put it in the bucket here. And you need this 45 to go into the bucket. You can have this at a 90 if you want to, but I just found it easier to set your miter saw at 45 and just start cutting all your pipes. Now this is roughly around 18 inches from long point to long point, and that's going to be right here. That's going to be for adding water later, okay? Okay, but for the mesh, I'm thinking I cut this out at 65 inches. I could be wrong, but you'll see how much you'll need as we get into this build video. Okay, so what we're going to do, we need to actually drill a hole into this bucket here as well as into here if you haven't done it already. Now, where to drill the hole at? Well, you're going to lay this bucket next to it, and you're going to see how high this is. This is roughly about 6 inches high, roughly, give or take. So I want you to go down 1 inch, and then I already got drilled a little hole right here. And that's going to be for drainage. I'll explain more about that later. Then you only need 1 hole in your bucket there, and go ahead and put a couple of holes on both the top and the bottom of this right here for, like I said, for drainage and airflow. That is going to go upside down in the middle of your bucket. Now then, take your fabric. You're going to place this fabric all inside and up the sides of the bucket here. Let me move you out of the way. You want to go around that bucket and then up the sides. So go ahead and do that real quick. Don't worry about this excess, you can trim it off later. Now then, your next step, let me get this kind of evened out here. Next step, start putting some of your soil in. This here is a mixture of compost and peat moss and potting soil, and just get your own little setup going here and start putting this compost in here. What you want to do is this bucket here that you got on the upside down, just come up a little above this right here with your potting soil. Alright, so let's do that. before you get in too deep on this, let's go ahead and add your drainage pipe. Now, like I said, the bottom of the 45 needs to face inwards. But there's a particular spot I want you to put this at. Look where you put your drain hole, which is right here. Do not put it anywhere close to the drain hole, because soon you put some water in it, it'll just start coming out to here. So go to the opposite side, right? You want to put this on the outside of your mesh. Okay, now then, we got the dirt, like I said, this is upside down inside the bucket. We got it just a little over this right here. Now it's time to actually add what fertilizer you want to put into here. What I got, this is lime, gardening lime. I'm going to put a little bit into it, probably about a quarter cup. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on camera, but it's roughly around a quarter cup. Just go ahead and sprinkle that in there. Leon has a little bit better measurements on what to use, and also he does bigger buckets than this. Next is a little sea salt. We're going to go ahead and put that in. We're going to do roughly about the same amount, a quarter cup. And then this is sustained. We can put about a half a cup of that in here. One more thing I forgot to bring out, which I'll run and get real quick. Okay, here's some Epsom salt. I think I got this at my local big box store, but the rest of this I'll have links in the description below where you can go and buy it online. Little Epsom salt in here, not really too much. And what you're going to do is just put this on the outer side of it. Alright? Now what all this is going to do is after the roots start forming, then they're going to go on down and hit the actual fertilizer and start taking off. According to Leon, you don't want to give them fertilizer right off, because it's like giving a newborn baby a steak, you know. You don't need to do that. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and finish filling this up with the potting soil, and then we're going to add our plant. Alright, went ahead, I probably got about an inch or two from the top. You can go ahead and top it off. And accordingly, you can even make a mound, and then you can put like a plastic over it, and then put your plant just inside the little hole top of plastic. Me, I'm going to leave mine open. But I got some basil here. I'm going to put one plant just directly in the center. Go ahead and bust this up a little bit. And that's all you got to do. Go ahead and trim up this mesh, and go ahead and put it in your planter stand. And on the first couple of waterings, go ahead and water it normally. Okay, then after that, I want you to start watering in here. But probably going to be about once a week you're going to need water. Now what's going to happen when you water this, it's going to go straight down to the bottom of the bucket and then start filling up that little bucket that's on the inside. And that bucket's going to be a mixture of water and air. That's why we got the hose in the actual little bucket. More water goes into it, the air be let out into the soil, and your roots do need a little air to thrive on. As the soil starts wicking up the water, that's why it's self-wicking, that water level is going to go down and it's going to pull air into it, all right? So that's exactly what we're going to be doing is, like that. I'm going to trim this up and then water. Do this a couple times so the roots can actually get started. And after that, water straight in here about once a week. All right, so there you go. After this starts taking effect, there is another fertilizer. Well, after the plants start getting buds on it, there is another fertilizer you want to start adding to your water. Again, I'll leave a link in the description below for that. And what you do, you add that fertilizer every time you water, which will be once a week. Keep an eye on your watering at that time. Just got to look down here, put a little stick in here, bring it up, and just see how much water you got in there, see if you need any more. Every time you water, put that liquid fertilizer into it. Now then, let's say you overwater or you just got done watering and then it starts raining. You think, well, you're going to flood this out. No, you're not. That is what this little hole on the side for. It's only going to take so much water and then it's going to start leaking that rest of water out, so you will not overfill this bucket. Alright, so yeah, there you go. That is the second part of this video. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of these plants and get them in. I'll show you what it looks like. And hopefully this summer we'll have a nice bountiful harvest of different herbs and tomatoes and, well, I guess the vegetables, herbs and vegetables. So yeah, well, hope you liked this video. And if you did, give me that thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. My name's Shane. This is Shaneshobbyshop. We'll see you next time.